The only reason why I'm recording this video is to tell you that there is nothing as being perfect, or and perfectionism doesn't exist. To be honest, this is coming from a healed perfectionist. I used to be that kind of person, like everything should be in place, everything should be perfect. Once I was doing my maths work, and then maths requires a lot of solution, and you make a lot of mistakes when you're doing math problems, right? And the whole structure of the notebook that I maintained, it was really amazing, right? Like it was pleasure to my eyes just when I used to look at that, right? My writing was perfect. I used to write like it was a printing, right? Like it was a printed text. And then I also made sure that the questions I'm doing are correct, because then if there is a question that I did and it was wrong, then I had to like toss it, or like I had to do Vito over it, right? And then one day, right, it was my nightmare came true. A question was wrong, and I had to do this big cross over it. And then my whole mood, it was ruined because of that one cross. I was like, the whole aesthetic of this notebook is disturbed. Why was this question correct, like wrong? And I started blaming myself for that, right? And like my whole day was ruined because of it. I never dared touch that notebook again because it wasn't perfect. And this is true, I'm not making this stuff up. This, you cannot even make this stuff up, right? I was so angry. And like some of these kind of incidents happened again in my life, and I realized that if I'm going to live like this, it is going to be a miserable life. It is going to be a very, very miserable life, because there is no such thing as being perfect, or there is no such thing as perfect. And that is fine. You have to be comfortable with things being imperfect. Your journey, like let's say you're starting a business, the journey isn't going to be perfect. There are going to be a lot of challenges, setback. Life throws curveballs on you every single day. And if you think that your worth will be low, or your worth will reduce if you're not like this perfect person around everyone all the time, you are wrong. This is a misconception. The moon, if you go on Google and you search a picture of moon, you'll see it has a lot of cracks. It is not perfect. It has a lot of blemishes, or you can say like a lot of cracks over it, but it's still beautiful, because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And I read this one time, if you think like if your skin is not perfect, I have a like really nasty breakout right here, on my forehead as well. But the people who love me the most, I'm perfect in front of them. Like they love me anyways. And you have to like just ditch this misconception. People will love you no matter what. The people who are really genuine with you, the people who are worthy of your attention, worthy of your respect, the people who, like your parents, your siblings, your friends, like your close friends. And then there's one thing about like being being presentable all the time and being perfect all the time. But then there's also another thing. People want everything in their life to be perfect, like people to be perfect. People cannot be perfect. People will make mistakes, and you will have to open your heart to forgive them. But you have to also like differentiate between when a person like let's say hurt you intentionally, or was it unintentional. Because if it was unintentional, that it is perfectly innocent. But if it was intentional, that you have to have a very you have to be distant from that person, with that person. Nothing in your life is going to be perfect, nothing, ever. If you start a business, it is going to be very difficult. There you are going to face a lot of rejection, a lot of failures. Your exams, your academic journey, it is not going to be perfect. So if you are like you are procrastinating on something because it isn't perfect. Like I started a YouTube channel back in 2023, and I had a very bad background. There were cracks on the walls, and I didn't have a perfect script, like, or whatever, right? Like I wasn't presentable when I was in front of the camera. My English was really broken. I didn't used to be as fluent as I am right now, but I still started that YouTube channel anyways. And all of that, it got me ready to start this YouTube channel. And the reason why I'm now, like far better, like far more fluent in English, or like my conversation skills have improved because of the failures. So if you're procrastinating or putting in, like full stop to things because they aren't perfect or because you do not feel ready for them, then you are just delaying your success. So this is your reminder to ditch the mindset of, if it is not perfect, then I'm not going to do that. If I'm not perfect, then I'm not worthy of anything. Ditch this mindset and see how peaceful and less frustrating or less overwhelming your life will become. And once you do that, let me know, and you'll be thankful for life because of this one piece of advice that I gave you.